This is modern homesteading. You didn't think for a minute that I wouldn't be building a crosscut saw vise, did you? So you can see here, beautiful piece of Douglas fir. Got a flat edge here, the chainsaw milled both ends. You can see, and I'm going to square up this corner here first, start pulling my dimensions here. We'll cut this and get our layout done. So I've got this timber cut to 7'4". The reason for that length is I'm not going to, or I don't want to saw over 7 foot. And so that's going to give me 4 inches a little extra on each side. So I'm going to use Wanda here to determine this, help me determine the radius to cut for the clamp. So determining the radius on this crosscut saw vise was challenging because I've got a 7'4" overall piece and Wanda was only 6.5 feet, so I had to kind of improvise here. So what I did is I found center, which is 8 inches, and then of course on the end here we have 5 inches, and I put to little brass brads, you can use little nails, at 5 inches, at 6.5, which is right in the center, and at 8. And I took my most flexible flatback saw, which is Megan, and laid her on there and put pins front and back. You can see, you can see right there, front and back to hold her into place, and then drew that radius. So you can see there, I've got a nice clean radius. It's a big radius. I don't know how many feet it is, probably 40 feet or so if you completed it to, or drew it to a complete circle. Too big for me to measure with anything. So if the truth be told, that first method did not work very good. I think there was a serious flaw in my math here somewhere in the middle. So what I have switched to is a piece of flexible 1-inch PVC pipe. And I've marked here 5, at 8 in the center, and again 5 on the other side. And I seem to have a more true radius. Look at the difference there. I think that this is a better method. No question about it. The pipe method is better. We have a true radius here instead of straight lines. For now, I've got to solve the problem as for how to cut the wicked thing. So my initial idea to carve this radius was I took my saw and I cut every couple inches down here, and using my timber framing chisel knocked it out, and I'm pulling this radius down with my draw knife. This is proving to be time consuming, to say the least. The more I look at it, I think I can find a better way. I'm going to try to take my chainsaw and rough cut this radius and then pull it down to the line with the draw knife. I should have done that in the first place. That worked really good. This mini mill is so versatile. The mini mill holds it at a true 90 off the top, so I didn't have to try to guess or get all wobbly. And then I had my line right there. I was able to just kind of slide this, use this guide here as a gauge and just follow that line, and that cut went right down there. It was just slick as slick. So I'll pull this smooth with the draw knife now, and I think we're on our way. Yep, the chainsaw was the ticket. So overall, it turned out pretty good. I did have some rot in this on the corners, so I had to take them down a little further than it would have been had it been perfectly symmetrical. But that's okay. This was a windfall, and it had been it had been cut by the unscrupulous loggers before I got here, and I caught it just in time. So it cost me nothing, and the thing that really matters is just having one flat side. Right here is where the saw is going to be mounted, and where we'll put our hardwood clips. But I think it's pretty. It's going to age with time. The price was right. It's timber from my own land, and I think it's just beautiful. You think that's beautiful? Wait till you see the finished project. Wait a minute, before I go any further, did you click the thumbs up? Click it. Doesn't cost you anything. It's right below there. Click it if you like the video. It's a way you can show support for the channel. Alright, now we can move on. So, you want to see part 2? Right over there. Top right. Click that. It'll take you over to part 2, and it starts getting interesting now. So, you're going to ask me, hey, what's going on with the timber framing? I want to see the timber framing. The timber framing is coming. It's not going anywhere. The reason why I'm doing this is that I have all of this knowledge in my head, and I want to be sure that I continue to practice and to do what I learn, or I'm going to be starting over. I'll forget it. I know how I am. So I need to get a vise built, and I don't need to do it full time, but at least dabble in it and just keep practicing and keep improving my skills. So this is just a short detour, and then we'll get right back on the timber framing. Plus, I need the saws. I need sharp saws for timber framing anyway, right? This is kind of like timber framing. Maybe you can pretend. So, we'll see you in the next video, guys. Thanks.